Hey, it's Mozzy. For most of my life, there are two things I've been interested in, sewing and animating, and I thought, why not combine them? I can't say I'm an expert on either, but I'm passionate about both, and I thought I should share what little I know with everyone. I think the best thing to start out with are the supplies and tools you need. Let's start with scissors. Everyone has a pair, and it's one of the most important parts of sewing. This pair was my favorite. I had this for years, but sadly I was working on a project with artificial flowers, and apparently the stems had wires in them. And although it still can cut paper, it no longer can cut fabric anymore. So then I had to get a new pair, and I found these. Just the same as the last one, but they're green, and I love green. This one is extra sharp. It even has a sheath. It's meant to cut extra thick fabric. And this one is my new favorite. It has a flat bottom that lets me hold it against the table as I cut, and I really love it when I need to cut a large piece of fabric. Other important tools would be the pens and pencils you need to mark the fabric. I like to use this white Prismacolor because it marks fabric much better than a regular colored pencil. I can buy a whole box of just the white, so it's perfect for marking dark colors. And for lighter colors, I use this fabric pen. It fades away naturally, or you can just wash it. It's one of my favorite tools. Now with the fabric, I like to use suede cloth. It's nice and soft, and it doesn't fray. That means it doesn't unravel. I enjoy that. Suede cloth can also be called alova, doe suede, and sometimes micro suede. Now I'll be right back after this commercial break with some more tips about fabric.
Hey, hard to hold logs getting you down? Why yes, my stubby little hands can't hold these logs at all. Then you need the brand new Log on a Stick. Log on a Stick? Yes, Log on a Stick. With this new patented stick-based technology, you now have a convenient handle to hold your logs. Give it a try. Wow, and so tasty too! Yes, no longer do you need to lug around those logs. Now you can hold them in style. Please consult your veterinarian before using Log on a Stick. Log on a Stick may cause wood ticks, wood lice, wood rot, and wood gout. We hold no responsibility for any sort of infliction that may come to pass for using this product. Order now.
Wait. Who is that commercial for? I mean, who'd want to log on a stick and... Did they say wood gout? Well, let's get back to fabrics. There are other types of fabrics. Cotton, polyester blends. The main problem with these are that they fray. You either need a special stitch to sew around the edges, or you can use fray check. This is my best friend when it comes to anything that can fall apart. Although it has a bit of a nasty smell. If you use too much of it, the smell can linger for a while. But the biggest problem is that it can stain your fabric. You have to test it out on a scrap piece, and if you spill it on your fabric, well, it's gone. The fabric would be ruined. Another important tip is that your threads should match up with the fabrics. Cotton threads for cotton and polyester threads for polyester. This does prevent one type of thread cutting into the fabric. Polyester could potentially rip through cotton fabric, and cotton threads would break and snap, leaving your polyester project to fall apart. Now, if you're interested in sewing dolls, you need a few more tools. You need a type of stuffing for the doll. I use polyfill, and as a bonus, most bags of this stuff include a stick to help you stuff your dolls. I also use tweezers to help get into the nooks and crannies of the dolls. Now for the most important tool of all, how are you going to sew? Will you use a sewing machine, or will you use sewing needles? My machine is a Brother SC400. I got it in sale, and I love it. It comes with a needle threader, a bobbin winder, and embroidery options. Although honestly, I don't yet use the embroidery options, but I plan to someday. Sometimes a sewing machine won't do everything I want, and I have to use just a good old-fashioned needle and thread. I recommend getting embroidery needles because they have a bigger eye. You may need one of these little needle threaders. I keep losing mine, and sadly they break so easily. Well, I didn't really give that much advice, but I do hope it at least sparks some sort of interest in sewing. Many of you probably have some of these tools on hand. I hope to make some more videos in the future about sewing, so keep an eye out. Goodbye!